Trabzonspor 2, Red Star 1. Match just finished. The other match, Ferencvaros and Monaco. Ferencvaros defeated Monaco 1-0 in Monaco. So that's a little bit of a, I don't even know if it's a surprise result. I think a lot of people had Ferencvaros written off as being the worst team in this group. Clearly not. Clearly someone else is the worst team in this group. But, at the top, no Kata in the starting lineup. Apparently, has played too many matches. I would have liked to have seen him sit in a domestic league match, not a Europa League match, where I thought this was crucial. We had to get something out of this match. We got nothing. But I understand that he's been out of form, but he's one of those players that you have to just let fight through it. And he's a player you need out there. He's your best player. And yeah, he just has to fight through it, especially with no Mirko Ivanic as well. He was on the bench but didn't feature at all, which again is the right decision. If he's not fully healthy, I'm not throwing him out there and letting him get hurt. Crnic started yet again. So as soon as I think I'm not in for a surprise, I am. Kangwa was in the starting lineup. This was more of like a 3-5-2 formation. From what I've seen, the first real action came in the 16th minute of a Trezeguet volley that was stopped by Milan Borjan, and then right after that, Trabzonspor scored their first goal. Marek Hamšík left alone on the far post with 5 at the back. You'd think that you would have enough bodies in the box to cover everyone. We didn't. Hamšík was left all alone, a headed goal. And I think the problem is sometimes when you have so many guys in the back line is you always think that there's someone behind you to cover the next player. And Hamšík kind of creeped in between Dragovic and Kangwa. I think it's a little bit more Kangwa's fault because he has to be able to cover that far post if everyone else kind of tucks in and moves in. But just a free header would have been almost impossible to miss from there. Borjan tried his best. He couldn't get his glove on it, and it's 1-0 Trabzonspor. The first 15-16 minutes were all Trabzonspor. Red Star barely had any possession. The two at the top really didn't look like two at the top. 33rd minute is the first Red Star chance, was Bukhari not one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but having a shot saved that was going in the top corner. A very good stop by the goalkeeper. I believe this is not the same goalkeeper that was in goal when they played when they played Ferencvaros. So exceptional stop there. Maybe a different match if that goes in. Rest of the first half was kind of quiet. What Trabzonspor tried to do in the first half, and I think their game plan kind of changed in the second. They just try to go over the top of Red Star. So they try to send balls over the top of Milunovic and Dragovic. They usually did fairly well with taking care of it. And the other thing is they try to attack the right side. So they try to go at Crnic. They try to go at Dragovic if he was on that side as well. Because Crnic, again, would tuck in and help out defensively if it was, Trabzonspor's attack. If Red Star was the team attacking, he would pinch in and try to help out Bukhari as much as possible, even though Bukhari kind of featured all over the place. Not that it's his fault, but felt like he was a right midfielder, and then he was also a center forward, and a lot of different things going on. So Crnic did that, and at halftime, Katai comes on. 68th minute, again, the second half wasn't too entertaining either. 68th, Trezeguet, excellent goal. Top corner. Kanga tried to do a little too much with the ball at his own, close to his own net, probably 20 yards out. 3 players surround him, steal the ball off him. Send a pass to Trezeguet, and he blasted, top corner. So again, Kanga is known to do that type of stuff. He just has, not that he doesn't have a feeling, but like he never thinks that he's in danger, even though he is. And he did the same thing 3 or 4 times in the match. Very fortunate that nothing came of it, apart from that one time, which was very costly at the end when you think that the match finished 2-1. And he just messed around too much with the ball, had it stolen, Trezeguet scores, and it's 2-0. Kangwa gets his second yellow in the 64th minute, I think it was. Again, you take off Sanogo because he's on a yellow card. It was the right thing to do, because Sanogo is the only defensive player who has defensive duties in that midfield, and having him pick up another foul would have been a second yellow. So I think Kangwa and Sanogo both should have came off at the same time. I mean, it's easier said than done, but we've had issues with guys who are on yellow cards picking up second yellows. We've seen that throughout the years in big matches. our guys just don't know how to play when they're on yellow cards. They don't know how to be cautious. They still go 100 miles an hour when they're on yellow cards, and that's something that you have to be able to slow down when you're on yellow card. This is why a lot of big teams, a lot of their best players know exactly how to do that, and it seems like our guys don't know how to do that. The Nikolic goal in the 90th minute, good for him. Very good shot, set up by, I believe it was Ibrahim Mustafa, the goalie's left-hand corner. I'm happy for him. Finally over his injuries, he came on and played about 20 minutes. So good for him, scoring the goal, cutting the lead down to 2-1. Questions, I mean, why do we start every match so defensive? There's no clear-cut team that's better than everyone else in this group. It's a very evenly contested group. And like I said at the beginning, a lot of people thought Ferencváros would be the worst team in this group. They're clearly the best right now. 6 points from 2 matches. They played attacking football against Trabzonspor. They played attacking football against Trabzonspor when they were down to 10 men, and they were rewarded for that, and they ended up winning. Why do we come up in this defensive shell all the time? I don't know why. Looks like we're happy with a draw right off right from the first minute. I don't think is the right mentality. Our strikers and the center forwards feel like they don't touch the ball at all during the duration of the match, which is another thing that I think needs to be worked on, because they get one touch and we expect them to score. Well, that's not exactly how it works. Koulibaly was on for 30 minutes. He maybe touched the ball 2 or 3 times. And twice it was in the final 2-3 minutes. So, there's some things that have to be worked on. Not getting that third center forward or striker is going to haunt us. I didn't think it would be this bad, but it really is. Peshic's mobility, and he just wasn't good today. Not going to use the injury as an excuse, because if he's out there, he's ready to play. Koulibaly didn't do too much of anything in the time he was on the pitch. And again, you have to know the character of your players. Like I said, when you're on a yellow, you have to be careful, and it's something that we've had serious troubles with in the 5 years. Like, I remember Rodic picking up a second yellow against Arsenal. Okay, that was our first time playing European football after a number of years. A suspect second yellow card. Gobelic has done it multiple times. Cernic with the penalties. Like, this keeps happening, and mentally, guys got to be a lot stronger, considering how much European football we played in the last 5 years. Depth was terrible last season. It's probably worse this season, and we've made some signings, and it's still very, very bad. Stefan Mitrovic didn't feature. Motika, I don't even know if he was on the bench today. Even if he didn't play due to injury, but the guys who came on didn't really make a difference. Koulibaly didn't make a difference. Ibrahim Mustafa had the assist, but I don't think he did much either. Nikolic scored the goal, but apart from that, there was a lot of misplayed balls. A lot of the final balls from everyone on the team has been awful during this stretch of 4 or 5 times. When you have to make that key pass, we've been awful in that segment of the game, and that's been going on for about a month and a half now. So that's something that definitely needs to be worked on, and it has to get better if we have any chance at progressing through the next stage. And like I said, the depth just isn't there. Like, I don't think there was enough rotation at the start of the season to keep other guys fresh, and that looks like it's starting to cost us now, where a player or two go down to injuries. You try to mix up the lineup a little bit, and the guys that you throw into the lineup aren't exactly lighting it up, and they're not really showing you much, and I think that's an issue. Strategy in the first half was just to kind of whip the ball in and hope for the best. Whip it in from the right side and hope Pešić somehow gets on it, or Bukhari can do something with it. That's not exactly the best strategy. And Pešić isn't, the best in the air, and neither is Bukhari, but I mean, that's just a death sentence. Just whipping the ball in and hoping for the best, and hoping that someone's going to, play with a handball and you're going to get a penalty. It's not the way to do it. And these are the matches where you miss someone like Katai. Having Kanga and all these players is great, and to be fair, he's out of form, but he's still a player who can, with one move, he can solve a match, he can score a goal. Same thing with Ivanic. And when you don't have either guy in the starting lineup, I think that's too much of a burden for everyone else to carry. And everyone thinks that they're the guy now, so there's a little bit of Kangwa, Pešić, whatever the case may be. I think that's way too much. The back line, I mean, apart from the first goal, I thought was pretty solid. I think Milunovic again was really good. Dragovic was good. Rakovic playing out of position or in position, whatever you want to call it, whatever the formation was, I thought he was good. But 0 points from 2 matches. You're going to need 2 or 3 wins here in a row to have any chance at progressing in Europa League or even finishing third and going to the Conference League. So we lose 2-1 to Trabzonspor, and Monaco loses 1-0 to Ferencvaros in the group today. On the weekend, another league match. I'm not sure who we play, but I mean, we need to get some wins to build some confidence with the guys going forward.